Hello guys, it is me once again. I am back to review Impact from the 1st of July. Decent amount wrote down, so I will get on with it. The show opens with Abyss just randomly, no entrance music, just coming out to the ring, trashing the place, throwing a carpet of chairs in the ring. It's Abyss of old, I'm happy. Anyway, he goes after SoCal Val. When he does, Hogan comes out, starts egging on Abyss to get in the ring. Then Bischoff comes out, tells Hogan to leave it. All the same old crap, he's not there to do that and all that rubbish. Anyway, it breaks down to the point where Bischoff ends up slapping Abyss. Then Hogan hits Abyss in the back with a chair. It has no effect on Abyss. Abyss knocks out some security guards and goes after Hogan, to which point Jeff Hardy comes out and swantons Abyss. Hardy, Hogan and Bischoff are going up the ramp. Abyss gets up, ends up going up the ramp, going across to Taz and pointing you at Taz. Yeah, it was good because it was the old Abyss. Just like to make a note, 'cause I'm talking about Abyss. People always compare Abyss and Kane, which is, the best. I would say that, sorry, if you're going on the moniker that, or monocle that everyone says that, who's the real monster and Abyss is a cheap copy of WWE Kane and all this rubbish. I will say this: if Kane is considered a monster that he shouldn't be, if you're going to say one of them has to be considered a monster, it has to be Abyss. Has to be. I mean, Kane is what I call a choreographed monster. They're saying that everything he's ever done, which even resembles anything imposing, intimidating, demonic, hardcore, over the edge, over the top, has always been in a choreographed, safe environment, if you know what I mean. It's always been part of the storyline. I think one of the most extreme things I remember Kane doing was chokeslamming Shane McMahon into a skip that was on fire. Now, again, it's all a choreographed stunt, if you will. So it's pretty much in a safe environment. Kane himself has never actually done anything that extreme to even warrant the name monster, apart from being wrote scary lines and delivering them well, but just the script. That's basically it. Whereas Abyss has done God knows what to his body, and yeah, I'd say Abyss has earned it more than anything, and he's earned a lot more respect than to just be called a cheap copy of Kane. Okay, so the first match, King versus MCMG. Anyone who watches my videos, I just unashamedly rip on Jesse Neal because I hate the guy. I think he's shit, so I won't do it this time. Other thing I will say, especially when Shannon Moore's in with the Guns, who are old experienced X Division wrestlers, you can really see the difference in quality between him, an ex-WWE style guy coming into the X Division, and the experienced X Division. He always seems a step behind the Guns in this match, and it does point out that the level of skill in the TNA more original, even though they're not original, the Guns, but the TNA original X Division guys and the guys coming in from WWE, Ring of Honor, it don't matter whichever one, they're just that step behind in innovativeness and just free flowing chain wrestling and stuff. They are just a step behind. Anyway, Guns win that match. Dave Onward on commentary, he says that he wants to stop Bubba interfering. Bubba interfered anyway, so he did a great job. Distracts Jesse Neal, and Alex Shelley gets the roll up for the win. Bish is backstage. Not backstage. Bischoff comes out to announce the main event. Now, this is what I'm about, overkill with Bischoff and Hogan. Bischoff and Hogan in the opening bit was okay. As long as it makes sense, it's okay. And the opening bit made sense. And now he comes out to announce the main event. Could this not be used for better time? I mean, so why could they not just pass the main event down through the announcers? It would have saved time. But anyway, moving on. AJ versus Joe, match of the night by a country mile. These two, obviously you expect a great standard of match. They never disappoint, and it was a really good match. After the match, AJ grabs the mic, challenges Kaz for next week. Ric Flair has no problem with it, so next week it's Kaz versus AJ. Dixie, Hogan and Bischoff are backstage discussing what to do with Sting, saying that he's a cancer and all the rest of it. Then we have Wolf versus Brian Kendrick. Absolute fucking joke. Alright, before I start on this, I understand Brian Kendrick, they try to push it because this Ultimate X match at Victory Road, you can win by submission. So they try to say, Kendrick can do submission wrestling. Brian Kendrick could have beaten anyone in a submission match. Anybody on the roster. Amazing Red, throw him in there. I like Red, but if you want anyone to job to Kendrick, let it be Amazing Red. He's an X Division guy, let him tap out. Yeah, it has impact in doing it to Wolf, but it's absolute garbage. How low can you think of Desmond Wolf to make him job to Brian Kendrick in a match which is his forte and lose? Now, I don't care what happens to Desmond Wolf in this. He was distracted by Chelsea, which he always is, but I don't care if he's distracted by Chelsea, if his penis falls out of his pants and he's distracted by that. I don't care. He should not lose to Brian Kendrick in a submission match. It's ridiculous. It really is. How he's one of the best technical wrestlers they have on that roster, probably behind Kurt Angle, and they make him job to Kendrick in a submission match. It's ridiculous. Anyway, there's a Pope video package shown, really good video package actually. Then Pope comes out, says that Anderson's been a liar, pulling the wool over everyone's eyes, and that he hasn't forgot about him. Angle comes out and says that Pope and him have a match at Victory Road, and it's a mutual respect thing going on there. Angle, no animosity between the two. Video package of Jay Lethal and Ric Flair shown. Then Jay comes out to the ring, says that he wants AJ or Rick. Anyway, he's got a scheduled match with Matt Morgan. Matt Morgan comes out and says that Ric Flair has asked him to join Fortune. Is it just me, or does Fortune, I know it's supposed to be Fortune as in money, but does it not just sound like a homosexual gypsy group? Just to me. I'm telling you, Fortune, darling. No, that's just probably me. Anyway, the match goes on. Hernandez hits Morgan in the balls. Jay Lethal gets away with a missile drop kick. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, there's a promo backstage of Abyss hammering nails into a 2x4 and saying for each nail that goes in, they get more TNA or something. I don't know. It was nice. It was just good. Taylor Wilde versus Madison Rae. I really don't want to talk about it. What they're doing with Taylor Wilde is awful. Taylor Wilde's one of the best women wrestlers they've got. Probably the best. Her and Sarita now anyway. And yeah, that's just ridiculous. And Madison Rae wins that backstage. After that comes back on. Taylor Wilde's been beaten by Sarita. Sarita's pretty much going to, well, it looks like she's going with the ECW group that's coming in. So yeah, obviously it makes sense when you've only got two, well, knockouts tag teams to disband one. Makes perfect sense. Anyway, then we've got Dix going up to the rafters to suspend Sting for 30 days. Sting were actually going to say to Dixie what he's been doing, and then Bischoff stops him, which makes you think it's all going to be, which they've done in WCW before, where it's going to end up with a Bischoff Hogan heel turn. What Sting was trying to say, he was right when he was trying to say stuff like this and warn people, and Bischoff and Hogan are doing it to take over TNA and take more control of them, and that looks like the angle that they're going with there. And then we get onto the main event. Jeff versus Abyss with RVD as the referee. Yeah. So it was a decent match. I pretty much enjoyed it. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Jeff wins with a swanton bomb. Abyss black hole slams RVD. It all breaks down. Anderson ends up coming out to save for the save, inadvertently hits Jeff Hardy in the back with a chair, even though the look on his face doesn't say that it was an accident, but there you go. And then Anderson gets shock treatment from Abyss. I'm sorry guys if I'm a bit slow on this, I'm really tired. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Impact was decent, it was okay. When it was good, it was great, but when it had its bad bits, its low bits, it was fucking awful. I mean, the good bits, Joe, AJ, the work on there with the promo works from guys like Pope, you know, and Abyss. The bad things, Desmond Wolf and Kendrick. I know I'm gonna have to go because I'm running out of time. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. See you later.